everybody, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about addiction and how obviously being addicted to food is one of the biggest problems with losing weight.
Yeah, and both you and I have strongly dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyone, if you're overweight, obviously you have an addiction because, that's just really what it comes down to is you're addicted to food. You see it as pleasure.
We always used to say that food used to be our god because we were so focused on what we would be eating the next meal, what fast food restaurant we would be eating at the next meal.
Can't even get through your first meal without thinking about the next one.
Right.
And so some like we have some examples of stories of things that we've went through, such as starting off with one in particular that was really strong was in Monterey. We went to McDonald's on our way to Monterey, and we specifically remember eating a total of 9 burgers and chicken sandwiches. I think it was 5 and 4.
Mm-hmm. He had eaten 5 and I had eaten 4, and then we had 2 regular large Cokes and then
2 large fries.
2 large fries.
Yeah, and we were still hungry, and that was just a snack because just minutes later, probably right when we got to Monterey, we went and ate clam chowder bowls.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just little things like that. And do you have any other stories?
We had the one we would a couple, obviously, very 4 summers ago.
Yeah.
We had gotten slushies, the big tall slushies every day. And we didn't realize how many calories were in them until a couple years later when we had remembered and we looked it up. We were like, oh my gosh, and that was just a snack.
Yeah, and we were having sometimes 2 a day.
Sometimes 2 a day.
Yeah.
And of course binge eating, always eating too much and going to McDonald's or Taco Bell when it wasn't a meal, it was like a snack, and eating too much.
Well, I dealt with binge eating more than you did too.
Yeah, you did.
I was crazy. I used to eat 5 burritos, force it past my lap band at the time I had that, and I'd end up throwing it up just a few moments later because my body couldn't handle it. I'd eat so much, and that would just be snacks, and I honestly would do it just because I wanted the flavor and I wanted that feeling to be full. You don't really want it just because you want food. You crave that feeling of hunger. So we've all had our addictions and in the past, and we found ways to break it because we've lost a lot of weight so far. But I feel like the first thing that it takes to break it, and the reason why we're making this video is to help you if you are dealing with similar things that we've dealt with. And the first step is just finding that turning point into where you start seeing food as a number. And she was actually the best at this, and so I'll let her talk about it because she's actually one that taught me how to do it. But
so with food, you have to start seeing it, like Kyle said, as a number. So a piece of pizza can sometimes range from a 250 calorie to 350 calorie dinner, and that's just one slice of pizza. So when I started, when I had my Fitness Pal and I started to input my calories, I realized I was like, oh my gosh, I can't have that 7-layer burrito from Taco Bell anymore because if I have that, I'm not going to have any calories left for dinner. That's all I'm going to be able to eat. And so that's when I really started to rely on chicken and green beans and things that are low calories, protein bars and different things like that to keep me full. So definitely look at the nutrition label and see what the calories that you're eating, and portion control too.
Oh yeah, and especially when I started, I remember specifically when I started counting calories. You sit down, you start pre-planning your day out, because I didn't like to calorie count throughout the entire day. I would want to just get it all done in the morning and look later. And then you go, wow, that burger I was eating before, that could literally wipe out my entire day's worth of calories in one meal. And then you start thinking, well, I want to be able to eat throughout the day. So you just start looking at numbers. I remember we'd go through grocery stores and you'd look, well, look, that looks like a lot of food for 50 calories compared to this. And so you just start seeing food as a number, and that starts taking that pleasure away from eating. So the second part I wanted to talk about is, which a lot of people make the mistake of when they're trying to break an addiction, is taking too big of a step. So cigarette smokers, alcoholics, instead of just slowly decreasing how much they're taking in, they just cut it cold turkey. So a lot of people decide, oh, you know what, I'm gonna eat this no carb, nothing diet, I'm just gonna jump right into it, to the point where they can't sustain it and they fall back. For us, starting off with calorie counting is a very simple way to get started. You don't have to necessarily eat healthy, organic, fruits and vegetables, and that's it. You can take simple steps. You can still eat out. You can still go to the places you've been going to. It's just first seeing it as a number, seeing food as fuel, not pleasure, and then years later when you start realizing what you want to put into your body, you can eat more healthier items, and that's what we did.
Right. I actually thought of a point earlier, and I wanted to chime in here real quick. I had heard this, I don't remember where I heard it, was like on the radio or on TV or something, and somebody was talking about weight loss, and they said one way to do it is if you're a fast food eater and you eat in your car, which we did a lot of.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that anymore. Because when you eat in your car and it's just you or your boyfriend and you guys are, you like to eat together, if you eat in front of people, it's more, I know it's bad, but it's more embarrassing. You're not going to eat as much as you would if you were by yourself. And so that's what I remember. I told you, I was like, honey, I don't want to eat in the car anymore. And I said, I think that's really going to help us.
And we don't ever eat in the car anymore.
No, and it's
ever.
weird if we do. We're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and it's usually like if we're on our way to Magic Mountain or something, we have a long drive, and it's usually a snack. It's not like an actual meal.
Yeah.
So the next point I want to talk about, and I was the worst at this, and she taught me really well. I used to eat like a bad meal and then decide that I'm going to take the rest of the day off because my bad meal was bad. Like I remember I'd sit down and we'd go out to pizza for a family get together, and I'd eat too many slices of pizza, so I'd say, oh, well, when we go home, let's just go out for ice cream later because we've already done bad. Or let's go out and get a couple sodas, let's get some dessert, let's go, and you just end up eating bad for the rest of the day. And she used to be like, no, what are you doing? You eat your bad meal, and that's it. Go right back to where the whole purpose of this is to become better at it, and you don't want to just, say, oh, hi Rocky, how are you? And he just wants to be part of the video too. Everyone, this is Rocky.
Hi, Rocco.
So yeah, that's another step you can take, is not taking an entire day off, which I even hate the word cheat day or cheat meal. You know what? If you have a setback, don't let that just determine how the rest of your day is going to be.
Take this journey one day at a time. Not every day is going to be perfect. Some days, you're gonna want to eat more food than normal, and that's okay. Just don't get discouraged where you stop.
No.
It's a lifelong journey for us. I feel like we've been dieting forever, and
it's been forever.
It's been
like 4
forever.
to 5 years,
But
and it never stops.
It's not a miserable life for us. It's actually very fun and exciting.
Oh yeah.
We get to try different types of food. Since we're vegan now, we're totally open to a whole different range of food. And like I said, we've been through so many different processes of losing weight. So just don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
At all.
And you may even have a month where things don't work out the best for you. You see a gain. You see, in the end, it's just a journey. Nothing's perfect. Life's not perfect. You're not going to just see this and see this and see this, and it just never ends. You're going to see this all the way down. You're going to see the weight fluctuate. You're going to see your emotions fluctuate. Everything is going to be hard sometimes, and then some days it's going to be easy. But in the end, it's a lifestyle change. You're going to make your way through it, and this is going to be forever. And we better go get to our baby before he gets very upset. So we really hope you guys enjoy this video. We really enjoy making them. We've had a little setback. We haven't been making them as much, but we're really going to try to push ourselves to make more and more, and hopefully you guys enjoy what you see. If you guys have any ideas of what you guys want to watch or what you want to hear us talk about, leave us a comment, but make sure you like our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our videos. And in the end, we'll see you next time. See you guys.
Bye.